In this video, we will see how to generate an objective test and conduct an online examination using the question paper generated. For generating a question paper, we will click on Generate Question Paper. Here we will have three options. One is to create an objective test, the other one is to create a subjective test, and we also have an option to add questions into the system. So now we will create an objective test. We will click Create Test here. Here we have to create a test code first. So we'll select the class in which we want to generate the question paper. We will select the subject and select the book from which we want to generate the question paper, and then select the chapters. So here we can select all the chapters or few chapters as required. Then you can set a test category, give a test name, and decide the number of questions, set the marks, and set a duration for the exam, set the pass marks. Pass mark is not mandatory. And then here we need to schedule the exam. So we say that date is 25th July. Currently I will set the time for say 10 AM. Here I can also set the proctoring option. So whether proctoring is required, proctoring is optional or not required. Proctoring required basically means that the students will need to have a camera and the students' photographs will be captured during the examination. Optional is if some students do not have a camera enabled device, those students can skip the proctoring feature to take test directly. So here we will set proctoring is required and create the test code. Now the test code is created and all the tests that the teacher has created is displayed here. And the last one is shown here, and we need to generate a question paper for this test code. So we'll click on Generate Question Paper option. Here we have to set a blueprint to generate the question paper. In the objective examination, only MCQs and true and false are allowed, so other options are disabled here. In subjective examination, all the other type of questions also will be enabled. For setting the question paper here, we will decide how many questions are required. So we have set 25 questions are required in this question paper. So we will put 25 here. Now we can see that the 25 questions are distributed automatically across the chapters that we have chosen. Here the teacher has the option to change the number of questions in the chapters if required. So if the teacher decides that you need more questions from say this chapter, so the teacher can say change this to 6, and once she changes that, you can see that the total number of questions got increased to 27 from 25 what we have defined. So we have to change it somewhere. So we'll make this 3. Now we can see that the total number of questions has become 25, which is matching with what we have set. And then there are two options. One is to auto generate the question paper or to manually generate the question paper. If we auto generate the question paper, based on the parameters that we have set, the question paper will get generated automatically. And in the manual option, teacher will have to pick the questions to generate the question paper. So we will do auto generate here. It takes few seconds to generate the question paper. Now the question paper is generated, and you can see all the 25 questions required are picked by the system here. Now the teacher has the option to change the questions if required. So for changing the questions, select the type of question first and then select the chapter from which she has to change the question. So if I say chemical reactions and equations, then it will display all the questions which are there in the system and also show the questions which are already picked by the system. So you can see here question number 26 is already picked by the system, and question number 13 is also picked by the system. So if the teacher feels that this question has to be changed, so she can untick this option. So the total number of questions get reduced by 1. So you can see now on the right side, it shows 24 out of 25 questions are selected, which means we need to add one more question. So the teacher can now browse through all the questions which are available and select another question. So now again the number of questions will match to 25. So she can do any number of such changes from any of the chapters. Also the statistics is also given here in terms of how many questions are picked from each of the chapters. Also the teacher has the option to add a new question. So she can click add question here. A window will be opened where she can choose what type of question she wants to add. If she wants to add a multiple choice question, she can select multiple choice question option and then enter the question. So we'll put a sample question here. Say what is the color of sky, and we can put the options, say red, green, blue, orange, and the teacher has to set what is the correct answer and also set the cognitive level of the question and also set the difficulty level, whether it is easy, moderate, difficult question, and also set what is the source. Now the teacher has to submit the question and the question got saved into the system. Now if you go back to the question paper generator and refresh, we will see that the question we have added is already there in the system. So the teacher can now unselect a question and select this question. This way the teacher can change a question if required or add a new question, and then we can go to the next step. So here the teacher can edit the question, including the ones which are automatically picked. So all the 25 questions are displayed here. So teacher can click edit. So we'll edit the question that we have added at the last. So we'll click edit and the teacher can modify this question. So I'll say just edited, and the teacher can modify some of the options if required. Say I'll put black here and just update it in the question paper. So here the question gets updated only in the question paper generated by the teacher. It doesn't get updated in our database. So it's specifically a change done for the question paper the teacher has generated. Now you can process this. Now two versions of the question paper is generated. One is a student version and the other one is a teacher version. So in the student version, only questions will be there, as you can see here. In the teacher version, questions and answers both will be displayed here. This question paper can be used for the online examination as well as for normal examinations. Now we will go back to the home page. We have just seen how to generate an online objective test.